Here it is again, my fire. I've got the stones lined up around it. There's a little bit of micro logs to throw in. It's pine needles, also known as pine straw here in the south. There's some more stuff to throw in. There's stuff all around to throw in. A little goes a long way. That's the weird thing about these fires, is the micro logs, like this piece of straw, go in and make it blaze up. I've got these rocks as a separator so it doesn't catch the mulch. I just raked up a bunch of mulch that was too close for comfort to the edge of it. Reset the stones a little earlier. I need to put more sand on the area around the edges of it. I guess you can see that it's not quite sandy enough yet. Really enjoying having it here. Let me see if I can get the camera more on it so you can look at the details of this conflagration. Gotta focus on pointing a camera when I can't see, because other people can. I'm putting more of this stuff around the edges of the fire. I'm getting it to heap up. Ouch! It's just so nice to be able to sit out here on the ground and have a fire. I used to burn glass in them. I still will, but it makes it so the combustible material doesn't get as much oxygen, then it makes for a stinky fire, which I'm against. So I want to set up an air vent system under my fire pit to pump forced air through, and then eventually forge swords and knives and other stuff in the fire. I've got an anvil too. It's just a few feet away. See if I can find it with my foot. And I'll show you it if it turns up. Here, look at the fire in the meantime while I'm squirming around on the ground. It's a great place. It's a work in progress, but this is Mountain Beach, back from the mulch that they've made me put over it. Sifting through it with my hand to get a little more fuel and to get a little more clear for my feet the next day. Probably tonight I'll take my shoes off. The sand is so much better. So much better than grass or pine needles or mulch of any sort. It is mulch technically, by the dictionary definition. I'm gonna have to get that dictionary definition memorized. I'll put it in the comments. I know that's not entirely feasible, but if you want to comment on mulch, we could use it for fuel on the fire. Here's some more stuff that can be burned. That's a bit of what fell out earlier. I'm burning my mulch. I don't have a wood pile yet, but I have my beach again. All this scrap fuel. All these scraps just burn. Oh, that's kind of burning already. Sift it out so we don't get too much sand in there. Oh, there's a big pile that fell over. That was part of the thing earlier. The wheelbarrow started to become a makeshift fire pit. Playing with fire. So nice. I can pet a fire like I pet a cat. Look at that. Good fire, good fire. Nice, nice, nice.